All right, what's up, guys? VB back with another video, another deck tech style video. We're really going through these, checking out what all, what all's in the format, what all's popping up first over in the East in the OP04 stuff. So let's go and get right into this. We got a Big Mom deck for today. Yellow Big Mom Lin Lin's the name of this one. Author's Banana, that's perfect, nice and yellow, like this deck, right? And this was 6/21, and the time of me recording this video was 6/26 or 6/26, yeah, June 26th. And this is from Japan. This is a standard battle, first place, and the host was DS Akiba Ekame. Not sure how to say that, I'm sorry. But this is a first place deck in a tournament, what looks to be about 28 people. So this should give us an idea of what's working for yellow, when we take a look at these cards. So let's get right into it. All right. So first off, I'm going to read through these cards like usual, and from there, we'll go from there. So this is the deck list first. So Charlotte Lin Lin, of course, is the leader, and this isn't the black yellow. This is just yellow. Then we have Charlotte Opera. Two of those, two Charlotte Opera, 4 Charlotte Pudding, 4 Charlotte Perospero, 4 Capone Gang Beige, 3 Yamato, 2 Randolph, 4 Sanji, I like that, 4 Strusen, 3 Katakuri, 4 Charlotte Lin Lin 10 drop, 2 Charlotte Lin Lin 7 drop, 4 Charlotte Amanda, or Amanda, however you say that, four of those. And 4 Charlotte Perospero, the 6 cost vanilla, 4 Thunderbolts, and 2 Soul Focus. Interesting. He's actually on the Soul Focus card. Excuse me. Okay, so right away, the first thing I do when I look at a new deck is I want to know how many 2K counters there are and how many defenders there are. That is literally rule number 1 for me when I'm looking at these decks. So first up is going to be 2K counters. They're running 4 Beige and 4 Charlotte Amanda, and then 4 Strusen. So we're looking at 12 2K counters. Okay. And I do want to mention with Big Mom, I just want to mention her ability. It's very important because she has the ability to manipulate her life cards. So when you attach 2 Dawn to her in attack, you may add 1 card from the top or bottom of your life area to your hand. If your life is at 2 or less, you may place up to 1 card from your hand to the top of your life area. Okay, or at the top of your life area. That is big, guys. So that allows you to set your triggers once you reach 2 life. Now, there are ways to kind of mess with it before then, I think, but, there's all kinds of things you can do. But the point is you're able to determine, once you reach 2 life and less, now you're able to determine what your top card of your life is going to be just by attacking with 2 Dawn. That's a big deal. That's a very, very big deal. So let's keep that in mind when we look at these cards. Okay, so we've got 12 2K counters. We know Charlotte Lin Lin's hero ability. Now, what about defenders? Where are defenders at? This deck is only running 1 defender. So we know right away that this deck is definitely going to be more about aggression and just basically, surviving off of the Big Mom ability, getting as much value out of her ability as possible, and Charlotte Lin Lin, the 10 cost. So let me read the Charlotte Lin Lin 10 cost to y'all, because she has... she is very good. She has, on play, if your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, place up to 1 card from the top of your deck at the top or bottom of your life, then trash up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life. So the top of your opponent's life is trash. They don't get to draw it. They don't get to use any trigger effects. Goes to their trash, and you get 1 life. And all of that, you're getting a 10 cost 12K down. That is almost no answer to, right? There's almost no 1 card answer to in the format outside of Red Rock, right? So that is very powerful. And the 7 cost one is just like it, but it gives your opponent the choice. So let me just read the 7 cost Big Mom to y'all real quick. Your opponent chooses to either trash 1 card from the top of their life or put 1 card onto the top of your life. So it's like, okay, choose your poison. Do you want to lose a life or you want me to gain a life? Right? And remember, it's not like they take the damage and they draw the life card. It's trashed. It's put into the trash. So, you know, you should almost never choose that option. Unless you have no cards left in your life, then this card just becomes, you know, kind of dead. It's just 7 costs 8k. But yeah, and remember, your opponent chooses, I'm saying. So like if they play this against you and you have no cards, well, then you choose you have no cards. So you say, yeah, I'll remove a card from my life. Oh, it failed. You know, there's nothing to target there. I think that's how it works. Someone correct me if I'm wrong about that. So this deck does run 1, 2, 3 vanillas. And yellow is the newest of the colors added to the game, and probably the last color, I would assume. I think they're just going to have 6. Because that's all there is on their little hexagon color diagram down at the bottom left of every card. Unless they fill in that middle part, who knows? But anyway, yellow is the newest color, so maybe there's all these vanillas because they just don't have enough, you know, yellow Big Mom cards they want to search for. Because this deck is running 2 searchers. Very common theme, right? It's like every deck you look at either has a searcher or some type of peer into the top 5 cards, like a way to look into the top 5 cards of your deck. This one's got Randolph. It's running 2 of a 5 cost 7k, 4 6 cost 8ks, and 2 4 cost 6ks. So it has a real nice 4 5 6 curve for if it's going second or first or second. In fact, it has a pretty decent looking curve going both ways, right? So starting on turn 2, if you're on the draw, or on the play, I'll do on the play first. So, you know, Charlotte Pudding can be played on turn 1, regardless if you went first or second, because it's just a 1 cost on play searcher. But then, if you're, okay, on turn 2, if you're on the play, you've got Perospero coming down, right? Followed by turn 3, Randolph. Followed by turn 4, Big Mom, 7. And then for 9, you know, that's where it has a Yamato. And then for the even curve, yeah, again, turn 1, you just play Charlotte Pudding if you have it, I guess. You know, if you really just have to place it on turn 1. But then turn 2, straight into Charlotte Opera or Sanji, either one. Into turn 3 on your 6 drop is these Charlotte Perosperos. Into turn 4, which is 8 Dawn, you have your Charlotte Katakuri. Into turn 5, Big Mom. So this deck has an incredible curve, and that's why it doesn't really care too much about defenders. Sanji is just one of the best cards you can have in yellow currently, in my opinion. Like, I talk about this in one of my other videos, talking about cost value. Sanji is never a dead card. If he's on the board, he's a blocker on defense. On offense, he's a 5k attacking body. If he's in your hand, he's a 1k counter. If he's in your life, he's a trigger. Like, there is never a point where Sanji's dead. And then Charlotte Opera's a 4 cost 6k. You know, these vanilla cards are sometimes slept on. They're a threat. You know, he's coming in for 6k. You know, Randolph's coming in for 7, and Perospero, the 6 cost, is coming in for 8. You know, these are big cards. So, you know, and I really, of course, any deck that runs yellow should consider Yamato. There might be some exceptions on that, like yellow, like black yellow maybe shouldn't. I don't know. But and same thing with Charlotte Linlin. If your deck can run, if what's the stipulation? It's if your leader. 1 second. I think there is a stipulation on Big Mom. Yeah. If your leader has the Big Mom Pirates type, then you can do her effect. So that's you know, if you have Big Mom as your leader, you should definitely be trying to splash in Charlotte Linlin 10 cost. That card is a 2-point life swing. Like, you go up a life, they go down a life, and then you have a 12k body. And for those who might be thinking, yeah, but what if your opponent doesn't have any life? Who cares? Now you're snowballing on them, right? You still gain a life, and now you have a 12k on the board. And remember, like you said, they don't have life, so they're the ones who are in trouble. So this deck has a really nice curve. I want to read Amanda, or whatever this, however you say that name, Amanda. Amande. Let me see. So I got all the cards over here. Okay. There we go. So Amanda, or Amandi, however you say it, this is a activate main once per turn. You may trash one card with a trigger from your hand. Rest of one of your opponent's characters with a 2 or less, with a cost of 2 or less. Okay, so this card's worthless. So this is just a 2K counter. That's all this is. Very cool looking card, and it is a Big Mom Pirate, so you can search it up with Charlotte Pudding or Charlotte Parasparrow. Strewson I've talked about before. He's just a KO. You know, you may trash one card with trigger from your hand and KO up to one of your opponent's characters that costs 1 or less. I think everyone knows what Charlotte Katakuri 8 cost does by now. He puts an 8 cost or less on top, is on top or bottom of their owner's library. Let me see. Put up to one character that costs 8 or less on the top or bottom of its owner's life area face up. Yeah, so that, again, just pushing stuff out of the way. Yeah, this deck seems really solid, man. This deck seems really solid. For 2K counters, like I said, it does have it does run 12 2K counters, but only just one blocker. I don't have a lot to say about how to improve this deck, really. I don't like Charlotte Parasparrow that much, but I understand why he's in the deck. I would even go down one Charlotte Parasparrow. Personally, that's what I would do. I would go down one Charlotte Parasparrow. But no, he's part of your odd curve. See, this deck is made very well. The Soul Pocus is interesting to me, and I don't know how much I like it. So let me read Soul Pocus to y'all. That's the card. It's another choice card, right? It's very similar to... it's basically the 7-cost Charlotte Linlin in an event. So it's like, okay, so for 5, your opponent chooses to either trash one card from their life or you gain a card to your life, right? And your opponent chooses if they want to trash a card of their life or give you a life. So I don't know about that one. I mean, I almost like, why not just go Charlotte Linlin? Because if you're going off the trigger effect alone, which, you know, can be potentially very strong, I would rather just have the body. And to be completely honest, I don't like the card. Like that's just me personally. I don't like this card. I don't think it's strong, right? There's the brass tacks on that, right? That's just me being completely honest. Thunderbolt, I'm a big fan of. You know, any kind of removal, that's solid. But the Soul Pocus, I would rather take 2 of those out, and then I would either put in... I would actually put in another 3-drop. I would put in the 2 of the Brûlé card, the Charlotte Brûlé, she's a 3-cost. She's like a 1,000 defender with 1,000 counter, but she has a trigger on play, or trigger, just play the card. You don't have to discard anything. It's just play the card. So that's honestly what I would recommend in this place here for the Soul Pocus. And I think that's really about it. I think this is a really well-made list. I really like this list. I like that they're not running the Cracker. I think Cracker's a little bit overrated. Who cares about the double strike? You're going to be in your tempo in this game is going to be so strong, and you're probably always going to have more life than your opponent, right? So like the Charlotte Katakuri 4-drop, the Charlotte Cracker 4-drop, they just don't really have value in a deck like this. You're just stomping into your opponent, out tempoing them big time, and then your ability to sustain at 2 life, 1 and 2 life, is going to be immaculate, right? It's going to be very good. Really cool list. I'm going to be keeping my eye out for these. Unfortunately, I have one Charlotte Linlin deck at the time. We'll try and keep an eye on this as more and more come out. Again, I'm recording this on 6/26, and this deck came out on 6/21, so just 5 days ago. You're going to be keeping an eye out on it because I do like yellow. I do think it offers a lot of really cool stuff to the game. So, yeah, with that in mind, we're that's about all there is to talk about on this. So if you've got anything you want to add in the comments below, maybe something I missed or something you would suggest to add to the deck, by all means, throw it down there. And hey, thanks again for stopping by. And until next time, peace.